everyone! Welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Were, asks Robert Alcorn, the Knights Templar working for the benefit of humanity? If they were taken down by the King of France and the Vatican, that would suggest they were for humanity, but it appears they morphed into the Masons. Who were they?
Okay. Robert, in more ways than one, thank you for asking that question. I wanted to talk about this last week, and for some reason it just didn't seem like the appropriate time. The very first banking system came out of the Templars, and they had access to, they were very well traveled. They had access to a lot of different people. They learned a great deal about different cultures. And if you go back to when the King of France took out the order, what's really interesting is that the Templars were already in the process of taking the wealth that they had acquired and they were moving it out of Europe. Now, some of it was originally taken to Scotland, and then to Portugal, and then to Spain. They were already in the process of removing that wealth. And where were they taking it? To North America. Yes, the Templars were here at least 150 years before Columbus discovered America. Now, there were Welsh and Vikings, even Egyptians, who were in North America hundreds and hundreds of years even before that. I want to remind you of something. The Piri-Reis maps. If you look it up, it's P-I-R-I-R-E-I-S, Piri-Reis map. It is said to be one of the oldest. It was put together by, I believe, a Portuguese or a Spanish admiral named Piri-Reis. Well, the map that he put together, he based off of older maps that he was loaned. Two of those maps belonged to Alexander the Great. Two of those maps had total mapping of the entire coast of North and South America. Now, these were given to Alexander the Great. Okay, figure this out. Alexander the Great was given those maps by a librarian at the Library of Alexandria. So, the world knew about the world. The world knew about the world. There are copper mines in the state of Indiana that are 10,000 years old. The copper from those mines has been found all over the world. 10. We have 10 all over Europe and the Middle East whose DNA signature comes from South America. So the world knew. The rewriting of history was done very, very well. It was done very well. Columbus didn't discover shit. And we really ought to stop celebrating his holiday. Okay? But it's interesting to note that it is now believed that what Columbus was looking for was the Templar treasure. He just went too far south. What he didn't realize is that the Templars put it up in North America, specifically Nova Scotia and that area of the Atlantic coastline of Canada. Maybe some places in the U.S. Don't know about that yet. So, yes, the Templars were good until they were taken down. And then what I think happened was, because they were martyred, the church, in their own fashion, resurrected the Templars and made sure it went dark so that they could say they went demonic and this and that, so that history would judge the church as having done the right thing. Because you see, they think this way. The church thinks this way because they're a government. They're politicians. That's who they are, masquerading as holy men. That's all they are. That's all they've ever been. Okay? Is masquerading as holy men. So, good question. There's a lot more to talk about with that, and maybe we will do so, in the near future. It's also interesting to note that one of the things that the Templars were very, very specific about was protecting the bloodline of Jesus, whoever he truly was. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but it was a Hebrew custom that at age 13, that the boys, that the men marry and they begin a family. And he was a rabbi, so it was expected of him to be married and have a family. And that wife was, in fact, Mary Magdalene. And they had at least 4 children. Some say 5. The first child was a girl, and her name was Sarah. This much we do know. And that bloodline went from the Middle East to France, and then from France it's gone somewhere else. Some say North America. I honestly, genuinely don't know. But the Templars were protecting that because they realized that in Europe, all the power always followed bloodlines. And here was one very specific bloodline. Now, I don't know how true this is, but the rumor is that somewhere up the chain of that bloodline directly connects to Caesarion, who was the son of Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. Somewhere up that bloodline. And that bloodline is connected to the Magdalens, to her line, her bloodline. Someday maybe we'll find out. But what's interesting about this whole thing as well is that while all of this was going on, there was another rabbi, Rabbi Roy, R-O-I. Now, what's interesting is that we know virtually nothing about him except that Rome, the emperors of Rome, the Caesars, for 300 years, issued orders to the Roman legions throughout the Middle East, what we now call the Middle East, that if you ever come across any documents or anything mentioning his name, it is to be destroyed immediately. And that's how we know about this rabbi. It's because of those edicts, those Caesarian, those empirical orders by the Caesars. to make sure anything with his name be destroyed. And we're talking about the same timelines. So you see, there's a lot to unpack here. We just don't know where all the pieces are. And of course, then there's Simon of Syria, who was a known friend of John the Baptist, who also was a holy man. And Rome put him to death, had him beheaded, and had his body guarded for 7 days to make sure that no one stole his body or that it didn't rise from the dead. So I'll let you figure out the rest of that. Simon of Syria. You will find him in the New Testament as allegedly the one who helped Jesus carry the cross on his way to Calvary. And of course, that part's fiction. Somebody may have helped him, if that's in fact what happened, but it wasn't him. He was already dead. Rome had already killed him. So there's a lot to unpack with that. So, see, Robert, that's when you ask those history questions, man. I just, I could go there because there's just so much.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.